Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Align in the Stars. I'm Jordan, and here we are with another unboxing video for the Enterprise 1701D. I'm so excited for this one. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get into unboxing. The box has gotten a little bit smaller. It's the same size as the box that was shipped in the Millennium Falcon, which is the Millennium Falcon shipped in, and it is a little bit smaller than the ones that have been sent before, which is totally fine. Killing less trees is better. Okay. All right. Nice packaging here. We have a kitten. Super fascinated. There she is. Soji. You're not taking over the video. Go. Just got done eating. All right. So, got the magazine. Ooh, this is a heavy boy. Okay. Very interesting. Yeah, that's a... Wow, it's a thick magazine. Soji, come on. Go. Alright, so I got the magazine here. Yeah, it's definitely thick. Sorry about that. I had to get her out of the way. All right. Oh, how interesting. So in here, we don't have any of the blister packaging, but what I did know from this one is we had the rear, I guess would be the neck to the battle section of the Enterprise. So this is stage 7. Huh. What is that? Very interesting. Ooh, that looks like a phaser strip. Cool. Yep, definitely be a phaser strip. Okay, and some more superstructure parts. Stage 8, big piece of superstructure. Okay, and I'm seeing a couple pieces of that. So how interesting. Okay, there's another phaser strip. I wonder if we're going to be building this in the same way we did with the Millennium Falcon. Oh, another superstructure piece with some lights, some windows. This is stage 9. Okay, this is very interesting. And stage 10 is more superstructure with the lights, the reflector. Okay, well, very interesting. No blister packs this time, and I wonder if this build is going to be similar to the Millennium Falcon's first couple, where the first 2 stages were incorporating each other. So, well, I don't know, but let's find out, shall we? All right, so here we are with stage 7 of the USS Enterprise build, and this one's exciting. Although different in a lot of ways. Kind of reminds me, as I said in the unboxing video, a little bit of the Millennium Falcon. And obviously, the Millennium Falcon's getting its idea from here. Fanhome and D'Agostini, I think they took the idea of the Millennium Falcon and kind of pulled it from the Enterprise D. And I would say that I feel that way because this stage, as I've gone through and as I kind of alluded to what I thought was possibly going to be the way during the unboxing video, this is kind of 2 steps. We're going to be building a lot of the superstructure over the course of these 4 stages. And then we're going to be building the lights and the phaser strips in 2 different parts. And so not quite sure how I'm going to edit this together. May make it a little bit interesting and kind of do maybe 7 and 9, which would be kind of a cool little Star Trek nod, or doing them sequentially together. I'm not quite sure. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the parts here. We have the battle section rear neck, and this is cool, although it is resin. And that's one thing that I've kind of noticed a little bit is that there are certain parts that are made of die-cast metal and certain parts that are made of resin, and it would make sense. Like the sheer size of this model is going to be crazy, and so the thought of like having everything being out of metal would probably make this thing around 30-40 pounds. And so go and get it up here, and I wasn't so good at focusing last time, so We'll see if we do better this time, but just kind of want to look at a little bit of the quality of the model here. Going to see underneath. We're going to be installing windows. We're going to be installing the phaser strips. This lower section here with the lights are going to probably be like the top of the bridge section where there's just going to be a little panel that goes in. I imagine it's going to be like that for much of the smaller lights. So then we have the impulse engine. We won't be doing anything with that along with the shuttle bays 2 and 3. And if you look real close, you can see 2 and 3 written on the bottom of the model there, which is pretty cool. So, got that piece here. Then we have our AP screws. We're going to go ahead and pull those out and get them onto our tray. I have, you guys watched the Millennium Falcon build. You guys have seen that I've figured out a little hack for doing this. And so, AP on that side. And then in this top one here, we have 2 springs, which is very interesting. In reading through the instructions, the phaser strips are spring-loaded, and so I'm sure we'll be able to push down on them. I don't know if it's just more of a texture thing or what have you, but I do find that incredibly fascinating. I'm going to leave the springs inside the bag just in case. We're going to set them right here. And then here we have the 2 pieces of the superstructure supports. These are that heavy black metal. Very nice. Okay. And then we have our BM screws, which we're very familiar with. These are metal screws. Okay. Go ahead and open these and get them ready. It's been an interesting month. You guys didn't see the Millennium Falcon build video. I mean, some people are into Star Trek, some people are into Star Wars. I'm into both, so it makes me the super nerd, I guess. But got the Millennium Falcon going up and building. Got a couple videos up. I'll put a link to the playlist down in the comments below, or in the description below. And yeah, kind of an interesting story there. The parts got stolen because UPS sucks, or FedEx sucks. So here is the phaser strip, and it is plastic, but it's got a particular texture to it. I don't know, it's kind of interesting. So the springs are going to be positioned right here. So that's going to be part of that. I'm going to set that right there. And then for this, we have the back of, we got an L here. See that? An L there. And this is the plate that sits over the top of the phaser strip. And then, of course, with the cards, I love these things, and I will be holding on to them as we go forward. Okay, so we're also going to be bringing in for Stage 7. We're going to be bringing back in the superstructure piece that we built in Stage 6 in the last episode. And we're going to be putting just the phaser strip on here, and then we're going to be continuing to expand upon placing these pieces on top of here for Stage 7. Pretty quick, easy, simple stage. So let's just go ahead and get started, shall we? Okay. So I'm going to turn this over and position it just as they have on the magazine. And I'm going to take the phaser strip, and we're going to put it into place. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a texture thing. I guarantee it. It's kind of floating in there. That's super cool. Okay, now, a couple things that I've done. I obviously have my full hobby making kit, and I've been kind of gathering supplies for things. With that, some proper tweezers. So, let me get this open. Grab our springs off to the side. And we're going to be careful with our big stupid fingers. We're going to separate the springs and set them over the top. So we're going to do this with big chunky fingers. Kind of worked. There we go. This one I'm not going to try. That was a little difficult. Finding it hard to see. There we go. Okay, so the springs are on there. Now, we are going to take the AP screws, and we are going to affix these right here. Very interesting. Yep, you can feel it compressing down. Okay, so the trick was take this out, then you take this, just like that. Yeah, much better. Still could have been a little bit more precise, but yeah, no more fumbling around inside that tray. It's great to keep the screws in place, but it's another thing to be fumbling around, constantly trying to chase it around the thing. So, okay. So there's, you can feel when the springs set into place on the post. As the post comes up through here, I'll show you as soon as I get the screw into place. So there's a little post right here, and that's where that post comes up, and I could feel the springs settling into position, and you can feel the post also settling into position. So let's see. So the phaser strip is in place. Yeah, and it is just a textural thing. That is super cool. So it kind of I don't know why that is so cool. All right. So that's pretty simple. That was step A. So we got the phaser make, one of the very first phaser make installed. That is super cool. All right. We're going to set this off to the side. Now, for the remainder of step 7, we're going to bring back the superstructure that we built in step 6. And we're going to take 07A, which is going to be the bigger one of the two here. And we're going to fight to get them out. Should have done this. Wow. Yeah, those are in there. Okay, so then we're going to take 07A and we're going to affix it here. And to do so, what we're going to do is get one of the BM screws onto the screwdriver. And we're going to do, make sure we're lining things up and dropping things properly. We're going to take that, and we're going to go inside. Once you have one of these affixed, much easier. Get the other side on, excuse me. Waiting to make sure that it's tightening properly. There we go. Very nice. Grab the second one here. Alright. Now, I'll take that second piece. Get it into here. Go to. Oh. Didn't go too hard in the paint. Okay. Now, interesting. In the last episodes, I was talking about how I feel that it's going to be done. You're going to get like a support piece and yada, yada, yada. Obviously, I'm learning how this whole thing works, and they just got a plan. They're going to give you bits and pieces here. I imagine that we're going to be building the saucer here we're going to build at least the top half of the saucer here pretty quick. Okay, so now we're going to take 07B and we're going to do the same thing here. And much like the other side, well, not the other side, 07A, we're going to stand it up. We're going to get it into here. Okay, so like I said, fairly simple first stage here. The first couple stages are just this, doing a little bit of building, and then you're like working a little bit on this, and then you're doing some work onto the superstructure. Then in 9 and 10 is when we're going to be affixing the lights. So I imagine, I'm going to shoot these in order, of course, but I imagine that the video that we're going to do, I think we should do a 7 of 9 episode. Might as well. just so we can get a little bit of both sides of this shipment here in all one video. So with that piece of the superstructure installed, oh, very interesting. The height differentials here, kind of see there, it's very interesting. Obviously the saucer sits like this, right? So it's going to be sitting sloping down. This is going to be the top, and then I imagine that the bottom there's going to be a plate or something. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore, but I keep making suppositions. But that is this. So that would be our first stage, the stage 7 complete. Yeah, thanks for joining me on this one. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All right, we're back with stage 8, and I'm going to go ahead and correct something that I just said in the previous section of this video, where we're going to do 7 and 9. I kind of had to think as I was getting set up and ready to go for this stage, and I'm thinking that it would be better to go ahead and do these in order, just because the model is built in that order, and I'd like to stick to go ahead and do 7, 8, 9, and 10 today. So let's go ahead and unpackage stage 8. Much like the last one, we get this piece of, well, not like the last one. For this one, we're going to be getting a superstructure piece, the next piece. We're going to get some AP screws. We're going to go ahead and, as you know, we're getting used to, we're going to start to see regular screws. And I'll go ahead and throw in a shot right here of my little screw thing that I've been using to keep all of the screws together, that they always give you extra, and I really like, you know, keeping all that together. This one is not cooperating at all. There we go. So AP is going to be on this side, as always. If I can get these out. There we go. But yeah, this has been great to just keep everything. They do give you extra screws and all of that jazz. So, okay, let's go ahead and pop the superstructure piece out here. And like the previous piece, this is solid metal. It is really strong. You know, the one thing with the Millennium Falcon is that the piece did feel like the metal superstructure piece did feel a little cheaper. But then again, you know, completely different set. So here's the superstructure for that. And then we have our screws, BM screws, which are going to be for the superstructure itself. This one definitely came much easier. So we're going to do this one with the screws there. And I'm going to put BM bag right here just to remind me of where that one's going. We have the springs for the phaser strip from the previous one. Oh, that was kind of handy. And then we have the phaser strip itself. So, and then the backing. And if you can see here, it says R for the right side, which is pretty cool. Okay. So, and then we have our card. I imagine I'm going to have a ton of these little cards, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I really don't, but we'll figure that out. Okay, set that off to the side. And we are going to start by bringing back the battle section neck. We're going to go ahead and turn this over. We're going to go ahead and also get our springs ready to roll. These are a little tough to deal with, so I'm just going to go ahead and get them out of the bag. Yep, they're definitely magnetic, so we're good there. They did make a point in the previous section on the instructions to be like, hey, watch out for, you know, all of that. Make sure you're, you know, getting your springs aren't going anywhere. Do it on a light colored surface. That's not this. So we'll see what we can do here. Get the combat straightened out. So, like the previous section, we're going to go ahead and take the phaser strip. We're going to put it into place. Then you're going to grab one of our springs with our tweezers. Now they separate it out much nicer. Okay. Then, didn't drop the last one. Put the spring onto there. Drop it off. Very nice. The next spring. Perfect. positioned itself perfectly. And it's dropped off. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece and the higher piece right here. You see it's got a peak piece. Look up from the top. This is going to go up here. We want to find our posts, push them down. And this is a great intro into how the phaser strips are going to be installed. Imagine that I postulated in the last video that there could be a chance that the phaser strip's going to go all down as one piece, and I hope that's still the case, but more as we go through and look at this, I kind of realize that may not be real, but we'll see. The main phaser strips on the top and the bottom, of course, of the saucer. Okay, being a little picky and finicky here, trying to hold this into place without... There we go. A little bit of dexterity. And we switch screw points for whatever reason, and it worked. Get that out. We're not doing that again, Jordan. Okay. So now, we'll do this again. It's on, so we can be a little bit more careful with getting the screw on there. Okay, make sure the post goes in. And I don't know if I showed last time, but I will on this one. When I say the little posts, it's the post that you put the spring on, and they come up right through here. Okay. And like the other side, for whatever reason, that is super satisfying. Okay, so the phaser strips are installed. Okay, so now we're going to put the battle section away for today. We're going to go ahead and bring back our superstructure that we built in stage 6 and in stage 7. And we are going to take the new superstructure piece and we are going to line it up right here. Oh, cool. Yep, super satisfying. Okay, so we're going to grab one of our BM screws. I did read through the instructions a couple of times. It definitely helps to do that so I don't get confused like I did a couple times ago where I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Where are all my things? So if I kind of go through and breeze through, that's why. Okay. Well, it also would help, Jordan, if you're screwing into the correct hole. So, we're going to go ahead and slide that forward a little bit. There we go. This is actually nice and easy. Must remember that for next time. Turn it over like that. Okay. And I believe in stage 9 as well, we're also going to be adding, it's either 9 or 10, we're going to be adding another piece to the superstructure, which is super cool. Really starting to come together in some aspects. I was kind of cruising around on YouTube. I haven't watched any of the builds, but I see some of the people who are resuming builds from when they got going before everything got canceled. And yeah, it seems like I didn't watch any, but just from what I saw from the title screens, there's like pieces are built, you know, and you get kind of like I would say the best way of putting it would be, you know, you're going to have like part of the saucer and you're going to have the drive section, and they're not going to be not complete each, not ready to put together, but you'll be able to like look at it, you know, and play with it as you go along. Okay, so now I'm going to grab another screw and we're going to affix that to here. There we go. So, and this is cool. Like, this is where the saucer plate sections, you know, the panels are going to go. So, you can see the mounting points for those. It's kind of playing around earlier with the plate sections that we built in the last stages. And, yeah, you can see where they fit in. It's pretty cool. We won't do that right now, though. Okay. So now, that is that. And that is stage 8. And what we have now is a very large piece of the superstructure. Now, this is like the NCC 1701D is going to be coming through here. This is probably where the phaser strip is going to be coming across, and then, yeah, so we're kind of just right up here. This is big. This is pretty cool. So this is what it looks like from the top angle and the bottom angle, and from this side. So, well, there we are. Well, I really appreciate your time and watching this video. If you have any comments, please leave them down below in the comment section. I look forward to continuing to build these next couple of stages and bring the next video to you next week. If you have any comments, leave them below. Please like and subscribe. I do appreciate your time. I hope you all have a wonderful day in this beautiful world, wherever you might be. And until we see each other again, live long and prosper.